It was worth every cry, every moment that I felt insecure, every moment that I reached out for support because I didn't know and I just needed somebody to hold me, hold space for me, not to fix me, not to do anything, just to be present.
Some people are born sensitive to the world around them. For today's guest, this sensitivity felt overwhelming, even isolating. Erika Rostowski grew up introverted, self doubting, and deeply attuned to energies she didn't yet understand. After navigating depression, anxiety, and years of self discovery, she transformed her sensitivity into her superpower. Today, as a psychic medium healer and a spiritual life coach, Erica helps people reconnect with their intuition, release what's weighing them down, and create lives that feel aligned and joyful. Erica, welcome to Positive Vibes with Nicki Dennis.
Hello, Nikki. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. I'm so excited to be here.
You're most welcome, Erica. So, Erica, I'm really interested in your childhood in Colombia. Take
Mhm.
us back to what it was like being highly sensitive in a world that didn't quite understand what that was.
Oh, that was quite challenging, the roughest time of my life. I
Mm,
also grew up in the time of displacement when it was like very difficult, safety wise. My family
mm,
was highly, highly Catholic, very, very religious. And I had a lot of questions, even though I was kind of quiet, introspective. I had a lot of questions, and especially around 12, that's the timeline that I remember the most. I started to have this, what I didn't know at the time, and I didn't have the language, that it was out of body experiences. And I was
wow.
connecting to other non-physical beings, Virgin Mary being one of them, and other not so pleasant. And I was scared and I was like kind of narrating to adults what I was experiencing. And of course, it caused a lot of fear. I
Mm,
remember one episode that was so intense that I had an out-of-body experience, and we had a person in the house that was helping us with the cleaning and cooking, and that was the only person available. So I told her what happened. She got scared. She called somebody up, and then it all transcended that my father, being so religious, didn't have any other explanation that it was a demonic possession. So he got in
oh,
touch with the church and his connections, and he tried to put me through what they have like a exorcism done through the
mm,
Catholic Church. But to my understanding, you have to meet a number of requirements. And I'm a kid, and I'm just like understanding that I'm wrong. This is not normal. Like I shouldn't
mm,
say that, that this is completely wrong. So it didn't happen because I didn't meet all the requirements. I remember that. But then I always have this curiosity, like, why is like, I know that I'm not crazy. I know that this is there, and other people wouldn't see it, or other people wouldn't know, other people wouldn't explain it. And I just live like that,
mm,
feeling completely the weight of the world because I was also so open that I was feeling everybody's burdens and I was carrying everybody's stuff. So my body also was not doing well. I was sick a lot. And jumping from that timeline, we moved to another city. That was the biggest blessing in my life because I got to meet at 15 years old other people like myself. And
oh,
I got introduced to Gnosticism, esotericism, astrology, all the things. And I was like, oh my gosh. And around that time, I learned that what was happening to me was because I was a medium. Before
mm,
that, I didn't even know what it was or what it meant or why that was happening to me. Then I started, of course, I was so curious. I tried so many different things and absorbed and kept with me what really resonated.
yeah.
But having that heightened awareness, because I was too aware of like multiple realities, multiple dimensions, so many things, and my growing up in a very dysfunctional family, my parents were divorced. It was so much dysfunctionality, I couldn't take it. And around 16-year-old, I tried to take my life.
No.
But I had a interaction with Virgin Mary that she came through, and I just had through my whole body that sense that everything was going to change, that everything
Mm,
was going to be fine. And I just feel emotional as I'm saying that.
yeah.
And I didn't do it. And then a few days, I think it was 2 days after that happened. So it happened that everything got arranged for me to move to the United States. And I didn't plan that. I was not seeking that out. It
Mm.
just so happened to be.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of my spiritual journey. And it's been 20 years plus of really diving in, honing in into what I call my intuitive gifts that at some point in my life, and I feel many people can resonate, feel more like a curse than a blessing. And now
Yeah.
I'm here
Yeah.
supporting others like myself and supporting other people to understand energy because we are more than a physical body.
Mm, absolutely. Yeah. That's one wild story you just told us there. I can't fathom you as a 12-year-old about having those experiences and then trying to explain to adults what was happening and then not getting supported and seeing that's, you're being demonized for having these experiences, how you unpack that all. But I love that story that you met your own people, your own kind too, that supported you. And then the universe prevailed and you ended up going to America. So, just unpacking all that, when did you first realize your sensitivity wasn't a weakness, but an actual gift, as you alluded to?
It wasn't that long ago. It was back in 2019 because until then, before that time, I was doing it, but I was going to Congress, I was going to conference, I was diving deep into spirituality with other people, learning from masters, but I wasn't doing it. I was like kind of
Mm,
doing it underground.
yeah.
I was in the closet. Very few people knew that I have this ability, like I can remote view, I can heal remotely and all these things. And very, very few people knew this about me. And then in 2019, my son was born with a congenital heart defect, and that shook
Oh,
my world like nothing ever has. And at the time, I was doing art at that time for like 10 years. I was an exhibiting artist and I was pretty successful. I was going around, I was being in magazines, I
mm,
was working for museums. I was doing pretty well, but I was exhausted completely
mm,
and I was not enjoying it. And then I came to that realization that I'm like, I don't think this is my purpose. I don't think
mm,
it's to feel drained and heavy and not excited about life. And I had all these, let's call them abilities or gifts that I was like, I'm not using them. I'm not putting them out. So I started working with mentors, with
mhm,
healers to help me release all the blockages, especially fear, because I didn't unpack for so many years the trauma of
mm,
feeling that what I was carrying was wrong or was too scary or the world was not ready for me
yeah.
to be like, okay, maybe this is the time. Maybe I'm safer. Maybe I can do it. And of course, coming out of the closet was a whole journey and telling more
Mm,
people openly, like, hey, I'm a psychic medium. I can do
yeah.
these things and I can support in healing. And it took some time. Then I started my business, 2021. My first spiritual business was an angelic ray healing practice, LLC, and I was helping people connect to angels and the
Yeah.
divine assistance for healing. And it was quite a journey. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I just want to serve. I just want to heal people. I just
Mm,
want to support people. And also, I had that calling to transform it into something different
mm,
because what I started noticing in my practice is that people wanted easy fixes, but they didn't want to get invested in their own journey. They wanted to give their authority away to other people to solve my
mm,
problem, but didn't want to really commit to doing the inner work. And I
mm,
saw that a lot, and I felt like I was carrying a lot of other people's stuff. So that was for me a big, big journey to realize that. And and then everything came to one day because everything for me comes like downloads that we needed to move and I needed to change the structure of my business. So I did. Then I started moving remotely and I rented an office for some time, only once a week. And it was a whole new world because I started doing things differently. I
yeah.
started asking more from my clients to show up for themselves more than I didn't want them
Yeah.
to perceive me as a savior or a person that has all the answers. And then moving forward to now, we moved to Spain, and that was the biggest epiphany in my life because it was another thing like we decided this is the time.
Yeah.
And everything came down to everything aligned for it to happen. So we made it happen. And then I closed my previous business and I started fresh. What I have now is quantum transformations. And it's just like radical transformation in all the levels. And
Mm,
people that show up is in a different energy. They're ready to step up. They're ready to honor their sovereignty and they're ready to learn and see
mm,
things unfold differently. So it is a journey. It has
yeah.
looked in so many different ways and different stages, but I love to just be present and watch the
Mm.
unfolding.
So I just want to unpack that because it sounds like a fabulous story, but I know, stories aren't easy. Your life isn't easy.
No.
You mentioned you had a successful career as an artist and an educator before stepping into your healing work.
Mhm.
How did you know it was time to really pivot? Like, how did you know? You said that you weren't happy, but that's a big step from one career to into something unknown. So I know you were talking about downloads, things like that. How did you know and how did you do it?
Yes, that's a great question. And two things come through. Working with one incredible mentor that she helped me so much. One question that she asked me, and she said, I'm not going to tell you what is your path. You need to find it for yourself. But she just left me with this question that I've been pondering on ever since. And she said to me, what would it be the thing, your purpose, your contribution, because we're all in contribution with each other, that if you had all the money in the world, that if money was not a thing, is resolved, that you have the excitement and the eagerness to wake up in the morning and do it anyway, no matter what, and show up.
Mm,
And then I was pondering that, and I was like, of course. And then it took me a few days. It didn't took me a week. It took me a few days to really, because like this energy work lights me up. Like
yeah.
seeing the transformations, what happens in those moments, the sporadic, the spontaneous healings, like all these things like fascinates me. Everything in the invisible world, everything that gets created in a quantum way. I was like, this is it, because that just completely lights me up. And now doing what I do and getting the emails, the recommendations of happy clients, and I get to work with the entire families, their husbands and neighbors and mothers, and it's just like
Mm,
they're happy. They see the results. It's tangible. It's not woo-woo
yeah.
abstract thing. So I
So
was like,
would
yeah, this is it.
Yeah, so would you say your mentor, what they said to you, and you had have really good reflection over there, was your turning point in healing?
Wasn't my ultimate point. I wouldn't say in healing because healing is ongoing. I would say it was the ultimate point for me to awaken and have that realization
Mm,
of what my mission and my path was to redirect.
yeah.
And I'm like, I don't feel, because some people that I work with, I say, oh, I wasted my life this with this, because we always pivot and we
Mm,
always change routes as we get to know more of ourselves. But I wouldn't say it's a waste of time because for
no.
me, everything that I learned and everything that I did and being a teacher and working with different people has helped me. I mean, minding you, people that I tell now, like I was extremely introverted. I would be in a room and I would be the person on the back, not talking at all, to be very outspoken. They're like, I don't see it. I cannot believe it. And I was like, you would if you
Mm,
knew me back then. And it's like, of course, it's a jump, but it was a journey in the
yeah.
making.
Yeah.
And all those experiences that I had in the past helped me to do what I do now in the way that I do, in the way that I deliver, in the way that I
Yeah.
show up.
Absolutely. And I resonate that with you 100%. Nothing's a waste of time. And where
Yeah.
I often say, where people see that there's a negative, it's actually a disguised positive because it's putting
Yeah.
you on your right path to where you're meant to go for your purpose. So, yeah, I just see life in a little bit different way in that respect. So for me, I think there's only positives in lives, hence positive vibes, I suppose. How I come up with that. So, what did it feel like when you finally started living in alignment with who you truly are?
Oh, like telling you from a person that I went through depression big time, that I was diagnosed with depression in 2010, and to jump
Mm,
into now is like, oh my gosh, it was worth every cry, every moment that I felt insecure, every moment that I reached out for support because I didn't know. And I just needed somebody to hold me, hold space for me, not to fix me, not to do anything, just to be present.
mm,
And it's everything because being in purpose, because I experienced both, I experienced a
mm,
complete polarity. It's like it's everything. It's the fuel that you have in life because I'm not gonna tell you everything is perfect and flowers and
mm,
unicorns and roses. No, there's days that my body is physically tired or ill, and I'm also a mother, so I have my life,
mm,
outside of my contribution. So things happen, but
mm.
that having that experience with my clients and the joy, and it gives me, I show up, and the universe
Mm.
provides, like the universe gives me energy, like I feel
Yeah.
good, I can give them exactly what they need, even though I'm not going to the best time of my life for the moment. But like the universe supports you, like there is
Mm.
this contribution to that we have with non-physical beings, our support team, that
Yeah.
they guide us and support us. So once we decide, I'm going to choose myself and I'm going to show up for my happiness and my joy, because ultimately that's what we are here for.
Mm.
No, like when I was brought up really in that religion, it was like, oh, you're a sinner and life is a trip
Mm.
of tribulations and hardship. And I was like, that
Mm.
doesn't feel right in my
Yeah.
body. It doesn't land well. And
No.
throughout my life, have discovered that no, yeah, there's many imprints, there's many programs, there's many patterns that we carry from the lineage. There's many things that really limit
Mm.
us to be in that. But once we find them and once we dismantle them and eliminate them from our life, we can step into that joyful, purposeful being. And that's what we're here
Mm.
for, because it is
Yeah.
contagious, like anything, like the heaviness and the bad news and all that is, it makes you sad, it makes you heavy. But the happiness and the joy and the containment is contagious because we are sharing the invisible quantum field
Yeah.
with everyone. So
Yeah.
when you're being on your purpose, you're in contribution with the world. You
Yeah.
don't have to physically have a practice where you support others, but you, through being you and being on purpose and being in joy, you are already doing your job. You're
Yeah.
supporting others.
Yeah. If your light is shining, you shine the light on others. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
So, Erica, I
Yes.
want to delve a little bit in regards to you've spoken openly about your depression and anxiety. What did that
Mhm.
season of your life teach you about yourself?
Oof, that was quite dense. It
Mm,
taught me that support is everything. And
yeah.
it taught me that being invisible and trying to hide it, because I was hiding it. I was showing up and I was like, hee hee, but I was behind. I was like crumbling,
Mm,
horrible. I was like, couldn't sleep. I have to medicate myself to sleep, like that bad. And my body, of course, very constricted and had many situations.
mm,
But for me, speaking up and opening up and being vulnerable about how you're feeling and what is happening in your world, you're gonna find people that is gonna support you. And
mm,
when you address it, when you have the awareness, like this is this, and like I touch butter, and I remember going to the doctor and getting that paper that said I am clinically depressed. For me,
mm,
that was the hit. And I said, I'm gonna get out. And they wanted to send me medication, but this is my way. Like I try to do everything holistically and through medicine, natural medicine, like homeopathy and this stuff. And I was like, no, this is it. I'm gonna get myself out of this. And I committed
mm,
to get myself out of this without the pharmaceuticals. That was the first step. The second step was like, okay, the environment is also not contributing for me to feel well within myself, and we had that big awareness. And at the time, I
mm,
was I was already married, so we I shared that with my husband, and I said, this environment doesn't support me, this is not for me, I feel it in my body. And then we made everything to move from that
mm,
location. And being energetically sensitive, like I have noticed throughout my life, because I have lived in many places,
mm,
that every place also has a consciousness, has a vibration that you either match or you're not. And some
mm,
places you thrive, and some places drain you completely.
Mm,
So having that awareness too and understanding your energy and understanding that some places support you and some places want to contribute with you and some places just don't.
yeah.
And then having that more awareness with my body, with my energy field, with my mental self too, my emotional self, and making choices that are supportive because it's so easy. And now, as I talk about jokingly with my clients, that I had that victim mentality, I can remember so vividly having a job that I hated so much.
Yeah.
And I was complaining about it all the time. And I was like, oh, poor me, they did this to me, they did this to me. But like me bringing it up all the time was creating
Mm,
more circumstances for me to create about. And now that I see it, I was like, oh, I created all of that. And the
mm,
world was mirroring to me my inner world.
yeah.
I didn't feel worth it. I didn't feel that I had the right to be happy. I didn't have the right to be joyous. And it's just been a lot of unpacking for me and
Mm,
also choosing myself because my family, as I mentioned earlier, was very dysfunctional and still is. And for me to make the choice of like, maybe I separate myself because I'm not gonna fix anybody,
mm,
but I'm gonna choose me and my peace and my
yeah.
the family that I have consciously created now, their peace too.
Yeah.
So making a
Yeah.
lot of choices along the way that support your well-being was key for me
Yeah.
to overcome my depression.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you spoke out and you told people where a lot of people, again, like you said, you're wearing this front, but inside you're crumbling. A lot of people don't speak out, and I love that you had that courage to speak out and tell people, and then take it on yourself to help yourself, but also others around you supporting you. And I love that, some places where you live or don't support who you are, the
Mhm,
saying is it feels like home.
mhm.
There's a saying for that. The energy, if it doesn't feel right, if it's not supporting you, yes, you won't feel aligned. So yeah, it's such a beautiful story and so happy that you actually pulled yourself out of that
You.
whole period, but also learn from it and now you can help others. So it's so powerful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Erica, you say everyone has the power to heal themselves.
Mhm.
That is a powerful statement when we say it
Mhm.
out loud. What does that really mean?
For me, what it really means, being so aware of energies, is that we don't come here unprepared or like not knowing. We come here equipped with invisible support that we have the tools around us.
Mm,
All we need to do is really ask and ask ourselves, am I living a life that I feel content? Am I living a life that I feel joy or support? And if not, then how can I change that? But the thing
mm,
is that I have noticed in myself and with clients is that we don't ask enough questions. We just like, this is how life is supposed to be. And this is what the others expect of us. This is like the expectation, and this is what it has to be. And it's not. When you tap into yourself within yourself, you start
mm,
finding everything around you starts unfolding for you to live your path because as I said also earlier is we are here to live in joy. We are
mm,
here to live in purpose. And if not, then it's our job to find out what is stopping us from that.
mm,
What aspects of our life are contributing for that to happening? And many times is inner work. Sometimes is things outside of ourselves, but many times is really going within and
mm,
asking ourselves. Because once we do, even if you don't believe in angels, even if you don't believe in spiritual guides, we have that connection to the divine because we are equipped with it. It's
mm-hmm,
like built in. Even if you're not aware you have it, even if you deny it, you have it. When you start asking, because we are also source, we are also God, when you start asking those inner questions, everything is going to start unfolding for you. Like we have
mm.
an amazing energetic center using the palms of our hands. And having you notice, like when somebody falls down and you fall down, the first thing that you do is just like
Put
tap
your hands
yourself
on
and kind
them.
of like, ouch. we have that ability and we
Mm,
really focus and if we put intent, we're gonna discover more and more of it that we have the real power to heal ourselves with
mm,
intention, with focus. And many times when we don't know, like myself, like I was like, oh my gosh, I don't understand all of this. It's through guidance of others that been there, done that that can
mm,
help you get there so that you understand things and can support your body. Because if you can just look inside of our bodies, how incredibly complex is the body, but it's functional, it's meant to function, and the body is always striving to heal itself. So we're perfectly
mm.
equipped to heal
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah, but we're just not doing it. We're like how I use my iPhone just to call and text and take a photo, but I'm not using the full functionalities to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we
Yes.
need to understand what we can do. And yeah, you're right. You see those back in Egyptian times, and there's the carvings and pictures of people with hands on for healing. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's amazing how far back in history you see the hands-on healing happens out there. And yeah, some big one out there for hands-on healing. So it resonates with me. So
Yeah.
I want to touch on something that you mentioned earlier, or alluded to earlier. How can someone begin to trust their body's innate into intelligence instead of constantly looking outside for answers? So you touched on that before when you were saying people want someone else to fix their problems or heal them, that they don't want
Mhm.
to do the work. So how can someone begin to trust their innate intelligence?
That is a great question. I love it. So the first way is to take action when they have it's usually an intuitive nudge and it comes in different ways. Sometimes it comes through the mind, sometimes it comes through the gut, sometimes it just comes through like a knowing
Mm,
or somebody around you telling you something that lands and it feels as true because we hear a lot of information and many times it's like, no, we just know because the
mm,
heart also has this torus field that it reaches information before the mind does and it kind of processes. So through that knowing is like how the body reacts. And there has been many scientific studies that before you're shown an image, the heart knows what it is. If it's an image that has violence or something like that, like the heart field already knows.
mm,
So we have that. And when you have that, rather than suppressing that knowing or that maybe perhaps the idea is something like, oh, I feel like I should change my job
mm.
but I don't know, like everything is bad out there. Like how, I don't know. And you have that constant coming to you, but you don't take any action. You repress it. That is your inner guidance coming through and guiding you to better living. But you're like, no. Sometimes what happens too that I see with clients is like we can be addicted to drama. It's like this
Mm,
drama kind of looping. And it's like, okay, am I addicted to drama or I really want to experience myself in a higher timeline? So when you honor that intuition and you take action, that's when you start seeing things like miracles and things, synchronicities unfold in your
yeah,
life. And the more that you're like, oh my gosh, I was right, or my knowing was right. It is like a muscle. It's like going to the
yeah,
gym. And the more you do it, the deeper that connection, the bigger that bond gets, and the bigger, so that to the point that you trust it more and more and more.
yeah,
And I tell people, like, start practicing with little things. Like when somebody's calling you and your phone is far away, and you're like, let me see, who do I sense it could be?
mm,
Things like that, like trying to really open up that field so that you can access that knowing that is
yeah.
going to guide you through life.
Yeah, it's that gut instinct, as I always say, the gut instinct. If it feels good, it's good. If it feels bad, there's
Mhm.
something going on there. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. So, Erica, for someone listening who feels stuck or overwhelmed at the moment, what is the first gentle step towards self-healing?
Speak with someone, speak to a
Mm,
friend, open up, be vulnerable. We're not meant to navigate life alone. And that was huge for me. as a recovered perfectionist. So don't hide in that fear that other people are not gonna understand you, that other people are gonna judge you, because those things are there in your mind to limit you so that you don't access that. Have
Mm,
courage, find the courage within, and imagine who would I be if I was happy and joyous? Like you have no idea what that weighs on the other side.
yeah.
Because in my awareness, all possibilities already pre-exist simultaneously. So the you that is depressed, you in your environment, in your field, it is the you that is having the best life. So if you have that courage to take that first step, trust me, the universe provides. The universe is going
Mm,
to put you the right people, the right book, the right resources for you to come out of your current situation.
yeah. Yeah. Truly resonate with that. Great advice. Talk to people. So, just on talking, you've talked about creating through being, not just visualizing.
Mhm.
What's the difference?
Oh, it's a huge difference. With my awareness, we are shifting into a new paradigm. Even the crystalline growth of the earth has changed. So it's no longer holding all those fake vibes and just like
Mm,
visualizing things. Like as we are seeing, many things that have been hidden and covered unknown are coming to the surface. So they
mm,
are in your face. So everything is gonna be like out in your face. Like let's say your intentions are gonna be out in the face of everyone. So if you're not holding something that is unique to you, authentic, that coming from the heart, and in my awareness too, this is this other element that is different from before. It's like if it's highest good for all,
yeah.
that is real key. And if it's highest good for all, it's highest good for you, of course.
Mm,
You're not deciding anything bad for anyone or anybody to suffer. You're gonna create that through being that, through to the heart coherence, through exuding that, through breathing frequency of truth. And that's gonna be so much faster manifestation of just like visualizing. Example, you have a desire. If you have a desire, it's because it's meant to happen for you. So
mm,
if you are imagining that in your day and not just imagining, but like, oh, how would it feel if I am in that timeline? How would it feel if this
mm,
actually happened? Or who would I be if this is already my life? Where it could be a position, a relationship that you want, or something that you want to create in your life, like feeling it and exuding that through that heart and just being in that energy, you're like, how would I be? And
mm,
imagining that, and if it's highest good for all, and just being in that energy, and you can practice with, if it's something that you haven't experienced yet and it hasn't happened, just try to emulate emotions of things that you are already familiar with.
mm.
And if it's like finding, with my clients, I find most times is finding a partnership that is a soulmate, that is aligned. So if you haven't experienced that yet, how would it feel like?
Yeah.
Just being in the emotion rather than the visualization is gonna
Mm,
bring things more rapidly, and holding that feel of like highest good for all, right? Like you're not gonna, disrupt somebody's marriage or anything, right? It's gotta be a person that is available. It's gonna be with ease. It's gonna be with grace, and it's gonna be really, really fast for you if you do it in that way.
yeah, I love that. I love the fact that you're not only visualizing it, but you're getting the connection through the feeling and really getting it into the whole cellular of you and your subconscious and yeah, and working towards that. So, why is releasing attachment to outcomes so important, such an important part of manifesting?
Oh, it is everything. Because if our mind many times gets fixated into, I want the outcome to be a specific way,
Mm,
and that can limit us because if things manifest sometimes in the way we get tested,
yeah,
and then we have situations that to us are less than ideal and are quite painful, and then we're like, this doesn't work, this is horrible, and then we kind of constrict the entire thing and we sabotage ourselves there.
yeah.
But if we are open and available to like everything is working on my favor, and I just here for the unfolding because the unfolding is very important. It's that journey that is going to shape you into being a version of yourself that can hold that timeline that you desire. Because if I, it's a quick example, if I think about the me that was depressed and overwhelmed and needing medication to the me now, I was like, whoa, if that happened overnight, my body couldn't take it. Like
Mm,
I couldn't hold my clients, I couldn't do much. So this journey is gonna help you. The unfolding is gonna shape you. When something shows up like less than ideal, maybe you need to build your patience. Maybe you need to um, create more resilience within yourself. So
mm,
circumstances within that you desire are gonna shape you so that you can hold the thing that you are trying to manifest. So
mm,
everything is welcome in my, I talk a lot about embracing the suck. It is embracing the difficulties and the difficult moments that come along the way because they're so important for who you are becoming. And
mm,
how you show up in those moments are so important too because it's important to notice like if you're a person that easily gets impatient and goes rapidly into rage, maybe
mm,
you observe yourself and pause for a minute and maybe do it differently. And the moment that
mm,
you do it differently, that's the moment that we're creating new neural pathways and we're
mm,
changing and we're rewiring our brain and we're disrupting those previous patterns and we're operating from a whole different system. So the
mm.
unfolding for me, that time in between, the space in between is when the magic happens
Yeah.
and you become who you become so that you can hold your incredible manifestation.
Yeah, absolutely. What was coming to me then was in regards to when you were talking about people, getting upset because they're not wanting what they want. What come to me then is sometimes we don't get what we want, we get what we need.
What we
So
need.
what we need
Exactly.
and trust in the universe that that's what we need. And yeah, stop focusing on what, yeah, the outcomes and just focus on, yeah, how it feels and what we want in life. And the kindness is the biggest thing, being kind
Kindness,
and the
having grace and
having grace,
patience with yourself.
kindness, and it's, for the purpose of all and ourselves, that for our higher selves. Yeah. So, how can people focus more on improving their life experience instead of chasing specific results?
Oh, being present. That is
Mm,
is a line changer. Is being for me, being present,
yeah.
asking questions, analyzing your day. And what I refer to a lot with my clients is taking inventory of your life. Sometimes you can do it weekly, sometimes you can do it daily, like when you're going to bed. How did my day go? Sometimes we take emotions and things that didn't go well and we keep them and we repress them and then we
Mm,
accumulate them over time when they don't get resolved. So continuously making a habit of for going into what didn't feel good, what didn't feel right. Also, what went amazing and why it went amazing.
mm,
What were the elements that made that happen? Because we are now in the driver's seat of our life rather than letting just things and happen to us. We are more in control. We are conscious creators when we start asking questions, where we start being in the moment, being present for others. And I will say the first step is try to exercise being present because nowadays that's one of the most difficult things. There's a lot of
mm,
this intentional distractors out there, and we're on the phone, we're like on the emails, we're like everything is pinging us. The world is like calling our attention all the time. And if you can make a practice of when you are with somebody or you're meeting somebody, completely put things down and
mhm,
breathe and just look eyes with the person and be present, that is an incredible gift
mm,
because then you start seeing things about yourself. You start realizing more things. You start like maybe you notice your mind is racing or you're too rapid or you're not there because you're thinking about maybe you have a doctor's appointment later on and you're like anxious about it and you're like, wait a minute,
mm.
why am I so anxious? You
Yeah.
start noticing things when you're being present that you were not noticing before. So that is just an invitation for you to practice being patient, to practice kind of reviewing your day at the end of the day and how things
Yeah.
go, how things can improve, and asking yourself questions. Because for me, because I perceive everything as energy, when we have judgment towards something, it could be a person, a circumstance, we're like, oh, it's so solid. We kind of make it like hard and it's like a mass that it doesn't move. We make it so solid. But when we start asking questions, for example, let's say a person that didn't show up so nicely, and we're like, maybe that person had a bad day. Maybe that person is going through something. It's not about
Mm,
them, it's about me. And if you start kind of like moving that big mass of solid, kind of feels like a rock,
mm,
it's just starts, and then you don't carry that heaviness with you. You release those quantum entrancements that we can create with people and circumstances,
yeah,
and then you can move through life lighter when you're
yeah,
questioning things, when you're more like, okay, well, not everything is about me.
yeah,
Let's release some of that and just be
yeah,
more in flow.
yeah. I love the first statement you said is just be present. I love
Mhm.
that. That resonates with me through and through. And when you become present in life, you're not walking through life, you're actually present in life, experience life, seeing those little things that you probably wouldn't see. I don't know how many dragonflies I see now because I actually am present in life. They've probably been around me all the time, but I wasn't seeing them because I was distracted all the time. And my
Yes.
telling was when I knew that I've actually become present in life is I keep on losing my phone and I don't know where it is and I don't really care half the time. Where in the past I would go into an anxiety if I didn't have my phone with me all the time. So
Wow.
it's how you change your life and yeah, your dependency and be present
Yeah,
and really live life, not walk through life. And that's what I was doing is walking through life,
that's an
doing those
incredible
things.
shift. I love it.
Mm, yeah, and seeing so much now. So yeah, yeah, very thankful that for that. So presence is the key for me, and I hope it resonates with a lot of people out there too. So you're embracing a slow life in Spain now with your family, you
Yeah.
mentioned before.
Mhm.
What
Yes,
has
absolutely.
that lifestyle shift changed for you emotionally and spiritually?
Oh, my gosh, it has changed everything, like yourself, that being present and notice things. Like sometimes we assume, like I had that in a calling and I have direct contact with my divine team, and they're like, well, this is what is at stake. This is what needs to be in your world. And I'm like, okay, slow living. And I had an idea what it was, but I actually didn't embody it then. So when
Mm,
I just moved here, I remember, mind you that it doesn't look pretty at the beginning. I was waiting in one line and the line was not moving. And it was like two people in front of me and I had my like two things that I wanted to get. And something is happening that I'm not getting and like the line is not moving. And I had this uncontrollable, like I had this heat wave through my whole body, and I started having like an anxiety attack. I know what they were because I had them many, many, many years ago. And I was like, it's flaring out, it's coming out. And I was just there, witness myself getting through it. And it showed up only that time. But many times I was really impatient with things because things move so, so, so slow here. The
mm,
government, everything, paperwork, like everything is so different. And my body was not ready to that for that because I live in the
mm.
States for 20 years and I have that mindset like go, 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 go,
Wow.
go, go, go. And my mind was racing, like moving from one thing to the next. And I, like yourself, I was not enjoying the things before. I was going really fast, like let's accomplish, let's put a check mark, done, 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 and moving to the next, and
Yeah.
like that. And I was like, wow, like there was a lot to unpack there for me, and realized that it wasn't easy as I thought. Like, oh, this sounds like a trip. No, it wasn't easy. But I
Yeah.
love it now because I see the shift, and we've been here for a year and a half, and it's been amazing. I have bigger presence now with my clients, with everything. I notice more things.
Yeah.
I can really dissect things so quickly, so fast, like get to the point so quickly, so fast, physically and non-physically. And I enjoy simple things like sipping my coffee, locking eyes
Yeah.
with the person that served me, having a conversation and not feeling rushed like with a person outside or a person that I randomly met, and not feeling like I need to do A, B, whatever, whatever, because that was me
Yeah.
before. I was like task, 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 task. And being that, and I was like, and playing with my kid. because my kid is very attached and we
Yeah.
intentionally wanted to do attached parenting, but he's very attached. He requires a lot of time and attention. And that too, for me, I didn't get that as a kid. So for
Mm,
me, it's like I'm learning new things and I am also embodying that way of being. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing for my nervous system. It's been amazing for my sleep and how I relate and how my relationship has changed with others. It's
mm.
incredible.
That's wonderful. Wonderful to hear, Erica. I want to move to Spain.
It is
I think
amazing,
it'd
and the
suit
weather
me
is
that
gorgeous.
slow life. I think I'm at that time in my life just to slow down. So yeah. So Erica, how does compassion and gratitude and forgiveness play a daily role in your life?
Oh, that's big one. It is big one because it doesn't just happen with others. I think compassion and gratitude,
Mm,
and the other one was releasing something. It has to go integrated on a daily because as we know, we experience life with others. And
mm,
sometimes we feel a certain way with others, so some interactions don't go as well. And it's like, rather than, like I said, making things solid, like this person is bad or this person is trying to hurt me or these things, like
mm,
questioning and having compassion for that person that they're all obviously going through some hardship or they have some traumas that they react from that because a happy person wouldn't do so, right? We think.
mm,
And having also compassion for yourself, like, okay, I handled this in the best of my abilities and not going to bed with that heaviness. I have practices that I do with myself and with clients when I notice that I do, because it's like it's not like you are flying on a cloud every day if you are a practitioner and a medium, right? Like things and circumstances show up, but like do
mm,
you carry them with you? And I tend to be aware when I'm carrying something and I go in and unpack what is there because I know that it's not gonna serve me. I know that it's not gonna serve the other person and just like lovingly returned to them and that
mm,
there is nothing there. There is no resentment, there is no hatred, there is nothing, not none agendas on my behalf. And I take care of that. You cannot control how others perceive you or what others do to you, but you can definitely control how you interact and how you hold yourself with others. So for
mm,
me, that's part of my daily energetic hygiene routine that I have going, that I go there, that I go to like the inventory of my day. And it's not long, like people think it's crazy long, but no, it's like minutes. You
yeah.
go there because when it's like an integrated practice that is like you brush your hair, you brush your teeth, like we do all the things that physical, but like do we take care of our energy? And
Mm,
I didn't always do that, of course, but over time I realized that that was needed and I definitely had to do it. And I started implementing that, and it's been the most incredible life changer for me because you don't only feel lighter, it's just like you don't hold, like I don't feel like I hate anybody. I don't feel that I dislike anything. I just like they are and
mm.
I am and that's it. And we
Yeah,
all are.
yeah. Yeah, you accepting life as
Mm,
yeah, everyone's equal, everyone's here for joy, everyone's here to be kind. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So I have a question for you, Erica. If healing isn't about becoming someone new, but remembering who you are, what do you hope people rediscover about themselves?
I hope that people can realize the light that they are, the beauty that they are, and that you don't need
Mm,
fixing, and that absolutely nothing wrong with you.
mm,
That all you need is to
yeah,
unpack the programming, unpack the imprints, unpack the heaviness that you have been carrying. That in my awareness and working with people for as many years as I have, is that most of the time it's not even yours to begin with.
yeah,
So when you start realizing that and when you start unpacking that and choosing yourself, you start to dismantle. I refer to it as like being this onion, right? And it's like releasing all those layers, releasing all those layers. When you can see yourself in your light, in your beingness, that you just have admiration for yourself because and respect. And we don't tend to think about those things. And for me, that's so important because the system wants us to doubt ourselves. to
Mm.
feel that innate wrongness about us. And there's many ways. There's religion, there's politics, like there's so many things that make us feel wrong about ourselves and
Yeah.
about our existence. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with us. There's complete opposite. So
Yeah.
when we really can acknowledge that, and that's a journey in itself, getting
Hmm.
there and acknowledging that, it's like, wow, it
Yeah.
is a completely different life. And it's like you feel like you are a different person,
Yeah.
but you're not. You're just remembering who you are in their essence.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that, just embracing who you are. And you're so right. In again, it's how we've been brought up and what's been put upon us that we feel wrong and that we need fixing. But we just got to embrace who we are, get to know who we are, and love ourselves for who we are. But as you said, it is a journey, but we all
Yeah,
can get there. Yeah.
yes,
So, Erica,
absolutely.
where can listeners connect with you and explore more of your work?
Yes, thank you for asking. Definitely my website and is Erika with K, Ristovsky, Ristov as in Victor, SKI.com. I'm the person that responds to all the emails. I'm the best person behind everything. And I love listening to you, to your story, to what's happening. And I would love to support you, whatever you are in life, because everything is possible. And the moment that you choose yourself, that's when the miracles happen.
Mm, I love that. I'm sure many people will be picking up on your energy and reaching out to you, Erica.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And
Thank
so,
you.
Erica, what is one message you would want someone listening right now who feels lost to hear?
Yeah. Well, if you're here today, I just want you to, like I said earlier, that you can feel the light and the love that you are, and that you're never alone, even if in life you feel that way. We have incredible divine support around us, and we are equipped with everything that we need in life to excel in life, even if it doesn't feel that way. The only thing that you need to do is to really choose yourself. Ask for help if you're in a situation that feel guidance and support and or holding, because many times we just want to be heard. Many times we just want somebody to hug us, to embrace us, and they don't have to say anything. So when you recognize that we there is this primordial imprint of separation that wants us to be separate, but we're not meant to be separate, that we are meant to navigate life holding hands with others.
Mm,
And the most beautiful and the most courageous thing that you can do right now, if you're going to a situation that feels like less than ideal, is ask for help.
mm,
Be vulnerable, open up. And what makes me so happy compared to when I was growing up, like there was not many things like this. People didn't talk openly about spirituality like they do now. And there's all these many different ways and many different practices. So pick what resonates with you and really go there, because you're never going to regret it. You have no idea how things going to turn out in the other side, because all polarities exist. So the version of you that is happy and content and enjoying life, it already exists. So just knowing that, and it's just for you to make a choice, because we have free will. And if you make the choice to continue that way, or you make the choice to go ahead and do all the actions you can possibly do to change that and ask for support and start your own journey, you're never gonna regret it.
love it. Love it, Erica. Yeah, it's good advice there. Well, Erica reminds us that sensitivity is not something to hide, it is something to honor. Healing begins when we stop fighting who we are and start listening. And when we align with our true nature, our life doesn't just improve, it begins to feel like ours again. This is Positive Vibes with Nicki Dennis, sending you all love and positive vibes. And thank you. Thank you so much, Erica, sharing your life story and what you do for others with us and what you can do for help and help others in the future. Sending you all love. Bye for
Thank
now.
you so much for having me. That was an absolute delight. Thank you.
Thank you.